Hi there, and welcome to Five for Friday for this Friday, April 8th. A lot of talk about the future of a variety of things this week, so let's get started. Story number one, climate change changes. What's going on in the world of climate change? Well, according to the UN, things look dire, and we are not doing a very good job improving our carbon use and reducing the temperature of the globe, and we may not be able to succeed by the end of this decade if we don't make some actions quickly. We are seeing more investments in green technology. As a matter of fact, now it's equal to the amount of investments in oil and gas. However, there are some current supply chain issues, partly as a result of the war in Ukraine, that are impacting green technology development. And also, interestingly enough, using weather balloons because of lack of hydrogen and helium to launch the balloons and keep track of climate change. So that's what's going on with climate change this week. Story number two, the future of employees. What does this look like? Well, again, some interesting news this week. Standard & Poor's 500 CEOs of those companies showed on average an increase of 11% for salaries across the board for 2021. And that put their median salary at $14.2 million. Meanwhile, although all their employees saw an increase of about 3%, and it's not expected that that's going to go up much this year. So there's been some debate about whether it's time to perhaps shift ownership of some shares of stock to employees or look at some different ways to do that, but nothing's been decided as of yet. Moving on to story number three, the future of transportation. Actually, this is more like the future of logistics or e-commerce in my mind, because what we're seeing, first of all, is actually starting this week, there is on-demand drone delivery service coming from Alphabet/Google in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They have partnered with Walgreens and Blue Bunny Ice Cream to deliver products to your doorstep by drone. So, you know, the ice cream one is a little strange to me. I think they better package it well in Texas, but and then moving forward, we're going to see more and more drone delivery being expected, as well as robots managing the distribution centers to get the products. And then also a new story about electric powered cargo ships, which are smaller and can get into smaller ports, with the idea of improving, again, the carbon footprint, but then also being able to get products into more ports rather than just a few large ports, which might improve the process. And if that wasn't enough, we're seeing the launch of internet satellites by Amazon, trying to compete with SpaceX and improve our internet speed so that the whole e-commerce process from order to delivery is going to be automated and incredibly fast, apparently. All right, moving on to story number four, the future of the metaverse. What's going on with the metaverse these days? Well, this week, both Wendy's and Chipotle have opened stores in the metaverse, and they're trying to actively interact with their loyal customers, even allowing you to use your customer loyalty points to earn metaverse points to play games and all sorts of things. So the question is when we're going to see some actual practical or useful applications of this metaverse. So one sign of that is coming from South Korea, where they're planning to move a lot of their government administration to the metaverse. So perhaps when you need to renew your driver's license or pay your property tax bill or ask somebody or complain about a pothole, you can go do that in the metaverse instead of going to government buildings. So let's keep an eye on that and see what more useful comes out of this whole metaverse thing. And then finally, our fifth story, artificial intelligence and what some developments going on there. First of all, we saw from 2020 to 2021, investments in AI technology more than doubled to just over $93 billion, billion with a B. A lot of that money is going to large companies rather than smaller ones. What that means remains to be seen. There still is lots of opportunity in the AI world. Where does it fit in for small businesses? Again, remains to be seen. There's a lot of ethical issues and some technology related issues to be worked out, but we may be able to use AI to do a lot of predicting to help improve efficiency and productivity. Will our lives be better with all of that? According to the Pew research, none of us are completely sure that's the case. So That's where things stand today. So again, our 5 stories for this week. Be sure to check out the newsletter, which has a lot more detail and some more interesting stories in each of these 5 categories that I didn't share now. So take a look for the newsletter and have a great weekend. And I will see you next Friday.